You know what? Let's go back to going hog on this saturation. It's super addictive. Kind of like these. All right, let's rock and roll. Hey guys, Jesse here with Chaos Tones, and today we're talking about the Yamaha Oak Custom kit that is sampled and used inside of Deviant Drums. And this particular kit is really exciting and really interesting, and this is the final kit that I recorded for Deviant Drums. Now, back in 2004, I worked at Guitar Center, and we had a Yamaha Oak Custom kit, and they were horribly unpopular. But they always had this really kind of cool, mid-forward, loud as hell sound that is super good for rock drums. And so when I saw this one come up used, I just had to have it. And this came up, and I messaged the seller, I said, I have to have this. And I met him the next morning. He explained to me that this particular kit used to be owned by Justin Foley, drummer of Killswitch Engage. And I thought, yeah, that's a great story, ha 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 ha. But there's no way for me to really verify that or anything like that. So a lot of times you get these stories in LA, everybody's got a story. So I get the kit, we load it into the truck, I get it back to the studio. The top heads were coated, Evans G2s. The bottom heads were old, and they had the haze from being old heads. You couldn't really see inside the drum. And so I clean it up, and I take the head off. And inside the shell of the 10-inch tom is a signature, a squiggly lines. And I go ahead and I look on the internet because I thought, let me see if I can verify this autograph. So on eBay, there's a coloring book or whatever it is, and it's the same signature. I'm not sure the person who sold me this kit knew that this was in the drums at all, because you couldn't really see it without taking the heads off. Imagine my surprise to see that same signature on every one of the shells. Okay, so we're starting with super basic settings. Fired up the Yamaha Oak kit, as you can do right here. And then we're starting with the Yamaha 20 Oak muted. That's the M here. And so let's just see how this sounds. All right. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. I was messing around with this stuff last night, and I made a mistake in the recording, and I didn't record it properly. So we're doing it again. Anyway, so let's go ahead and check out the Yamaha Oak Open kick. So here's the muted. Here's the open. Totally different. I specifically tuned these to not sound like a metalcore album. I felt like, well, I think we can already get that sound with some of the other drums. And so in order to create more value, more tonality, I tuned the Yamaha Oak kind of as if it's a rock jazz fusion kit. All right, let's play this damn thing. Let's head on over to the open tone. A lot more jazzy. I shouldn't embarrass myself with jazz, but I feel like if we're gonna do that though, we probably gotta take the tune and just go apeshit with it, right? Oh yeah. Ooh, I like these high tuned. Yeah, okay. Okay, so that's the Yamaha Open. Let's go back to the muted because it's kind of hard to work with that in terms of my own kind of drumming. So let's start pulling off some of the room tone. We could do that overall with this. Yeah, now we have a little bit more of an intimate sound. Yeah. All right. So, you know what? Let's ditch the rooms altogether. They gone. All right. Let's pull off some of the overheads. They gone. You know, I could do that. I might as well set these back and let's just do that while we're listening. I don't know, maybe we want to go there. All right, that's a lot of fun. All right, so now why not start playing with some of the snare drums? So we have a handful of different Yamaha snare drums. Actually, we really only have 2 Yamaha snare drums, but we have a bunch of different tunings. And in fact, these guys down here under the line, don't ask me why I did the line, are also Yamaha snare drums. So because the Yamaha Recording Custom is a 14x8, and so too is a Vinnie Paul signature snare drum, I figured, well, why not just go ahead and see if I can get a similar tuning and similar sound. And so, you know, that's what the 5 minutes and the Revolution are. So let's go ahead and hear the 5-minute snare drum with the Yamaha Oak. I really like this one. It's better out here. All right, got a little bit too hot for my dog in here. Okay, so now we have this kind of hanging out in the closet playing drums sound, similar to maybe like a Joey Jordison first Slipknot album kind of vibe going on. And all right, so now we've taken something that's kind of jazz oriented and moved it on into something that is nowhere near jazz. And I guess maybe that's based on what you're playing and how you're playing it, how you're dialing in the sounds. And actually, on that same note, we could take this tune and go the opposite direction with it and see what that does. Yeah, now we have a little bit more depth, and we could even go through and say, okay, well, we have the tom link on anyway. You can see link toms. Let's kill the sustain, jump up some of the attack. What do we get now? Now it almost sounds like it's recorded without bottom heads. So that's really interesting. I'm just going to go ahead and set those back to default. Come back over here. And let's see what happens if we let's ditch the overheads altogether. Yeah. Now we almost have something like the Symphony X Odyssey album where it's just all close mics. And if I were going to try to make that kind of preset, I certainly wouldn't use the Yamaha Oak kit, but it's not a wrong answer at all. Yeah! All right, so let's take a look at some of the other snare drums we have here. We got the 5-minute snare drum. It's a fantastic snare drum. We have the Revolution, which is a little bit thicker and surprisingly not a whole lot lower tuned. But I believe this one has 7 velocity layers, so it's very well detailed, as you can hear. And let's just go ahead and pull these mics back on. Why not? Okay, let's pull. Oh, right. So that's the Revolution snare drum. Let's go ahead and look at, we've got the the Yamaha recording thud. This is just me being a fool. I was over at Sam Ash and I bought one of those rings that are deadening rings, and I just thought, well, I got a Yamaha recording custom. It'd be a missed opportunity if I didn't get the kind of thud sound. So for you people who are interested in black metal and yacht rock, we got you covered. All right, so that's the Yamaha thud. Let's go. We started with the recording open. Let's check out the recording low. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, so that's the Yamaha recording low. That's a solid snare drum. You know what? Let's go ahead and smash it and see how we feel about that. Yeah. And then we can go into here. We could turn up the trim as we're playing it, or not playing it, whatever. We can add a little bit more power to it and not the other drums if that's what we so desire. Sometimes in a mix, that's real nice. Let's check it out. Yeah, now those ghost notes, those low-level notes kind of come up, and it's almost like we compressed it, but we didn't. And that makes it more fun, actually. Yeah, that's way more forgiving. Okay, let's come back over here, and we have one more snare drum to look at in the Yamaha category, and that's Yamaha 14x4 brass. Now, it's a fantastic snare drum technically, but when you hear it in person, it just hits your ears in a very piercing way, and I think we did a really good job of capturing it, actually. So, because it does that exact thing. I'm going to pull the smash off of it. If we're using this drum inside of maybe a thrash or a speed metal kind of scenario, like I did on the Overt Enemies preset, then it really works. I think they used a similar snare drum to this, if not the same exact snare drum, on some of those early Paul Bostaph Slayer albums. So you can easily get those kind of tones. And in fact, how I like to use this snare is to pull off the sustain, tear off some of the top end. You can adjust the attack to your own specifications, but now we have something, once again, almost like that Joey Jordison hanging out playing drums in a closet kind of feel that actually those Slayer albums kind of have. I'm not the thrash metal drummer that I used to be, you know? Age catches up with you. I like that, but let's go ahead and drop the rooms out. Let's get rid of more of the overheads. I guess we could do that with the cymbals too, couldn't we? Let's get rid of the rooms on the cymbals. That's power metal, but let's see if I can crank the tempo up on that. Let's turn the rooms back on the cymbals because that. And let's, for the sake of just interest, set the tunes back to default. Let's go ahead and crank on the saturation. So we're turning up the master saturation now. Let's just go kind of hog with it. Oh, the response is so much more fun with the saturation cranked up. Yeah, you want that. You so want that. And I think you can hear that. I think you can. And you can definitely feel it. It's way more forgiving. It's a lot of fun. Okay, let's crank the saturation all the way up. Let's go hog with it. Let's have some fun. Let's put the smash buttons on it. Let's really go. We're crunchy a little bit. Let's pull off the close mics. Oh, it happened again. Oh my God, I lost so much of that footage right now. Just having so much fun. Oh, you guys, it's so much fun. Okay, so I gotta go back. I gotta make sure. I cranked up the saturation. I put it right here, and I had all kinds of fun without you guys. You guys don't even know. What else did I do? I got in here, turned the sustain off. Now, let's set you back. No, that's not what you do. You go here now. I pulled the top end down, and okay, we only have room mics going on. We pulled the saturation down. This is so much fun. Yeah, we got the smash knobs enabled too. Again, we're still crunchy. We could pull some of this down and just hit the highs at a lower frequency. And I think we could probably... You guys, come on. Come on. You know what? Let's go back to going hog on this saturation. It's super addictive. Kind of like these. I've drank like 4 of those today. Okay, you guys. All right, there's but one last thing that we can do. We can engage this compressor, and I'm just kind of gonna go for it. I gotta be honest with you. This is a lot of fun. Oh man. It's so aggressive sounding. All the notes just kind of jump off the drums because we've got compression, saturation, and the smash knobs are in. It's so much fun. Ghost notes jump off, so you can hit it like that. You can hit it like that. You hear everything, you feel everything. Oh, that's exciting and a lot of fun, you guys. All right, so that kind of does it for me today. I hope this was a lot of fun for you. It was a lot of fun for me, actually. So how is that not so much fun? I appreciate you coming here and watching me play around with this stuff. And if you have any questions, if you have any input on this video format, let me know. I'd love to make these videos better. Like, comment, subscribe, share, because that helps me in the algorithms. Come on, you guys. All right, let's rock and roll.